Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, so let's get to it. The very first thing I want to show you guys is a new model coming from Passion Charger. No word quite yet on exactly what species it is. It has not been unveiled to us, but it is already looking incredible like every Passion Charger release always does. And we actually have kind of a few images here showing some progression up until the latest image, even including actually this image, which kind of shows what the pose looks like on the model. But then once we move past this really cool, very unique looking pose that we have an image right here that was just recently released by Passion Charger as well, showing the amount of detail that is currently included in the head sculpt. And wow, that is some very impressive detail included. Super impressive detail, I will say. So of course, as always, I will keep you guys updated on this as it progresses and as the sculpt progresses all the way up until the release date whenever it is officially finished. But as always, more incredible work from Passion Charger. And then a little while back, I had kind of shown you guys a few images of the Zilla model coming from the sculptor of 9 Modelism. Well, he actually has just recently painted one up, and we can now take a look at what it looks like painted up and looking complete and beautiful overall. You can see now with it painted up how incredible it looks overall, and just how insanely nice it looks with some paint application on it. Again, sculpt wise, I feel like he absolutely nailed this in every way. The accuracy in comparison to the Godzilla film that this is from is pretty much as on point as I think you're ever going to get, especially when you see this headshot. That is just insanely beautiful. So again, just like previously, if this is something you are interested in ordering, make sure you contact me, or you can contact the sculptor again of 9 Modelism, as I will leave a link in the description to where you can contact them and inquire further about ordering yourself this incredible Zilla kit. Or just like always, you can contact me and I will contact them for you if you do not have social media. And then as far as Joe Laudati, he has a brand new sculpt coming out very soon as well, and you can see the work progressing on this one also. This is a King Kong version of Stegosaurus. Of course, the 1933 King Kong, the original King Kong. But you can see as far as this goes, I think again, the sculpt of this is spot on also. But as usual when it comes to Joe Laudati, as he is pretty much the ultimate when it comes to sculpting out those vintage movie monster dinosaurs. He has sculpted so many at this point, and he always gets every one of them perfectly down, and that's exactly what I see here with the Stegosaurus. And if you are a fan of that film like I am, this is definitely a model that you're probably going to want to get a hold of. I fully intend on attempting to acquire it at some point. Again, this is not fully finished quite yet, as he is still in the process of sculpting it all out, but it looks insanely awesome already. And then as far as Creative Beast Studio and the Beast of the Mesozoic, David Silva has just recently unveiled some closer shots of the 1/18th scale prototypes of the Protoceratops and Psittacosaurus. Of course, they were released in the very first wave of Ceratopsian series figures. However, they were released in 1/6 scale. They are going to be re-released sometime, hopefully in 2021, in a 1/18th scale range, so they go correctly with the rest of the line, because the only two that were in 1/6 scale were these two species, and you can see that they look incredible. And I actually like the fact that there's a base here with it. Of course, this is not the finalized base, but I'm really intrigued to see if he does include a base with the final product, because I think it would be really cool and also help with some very cool looking poses and dioramas that could be created with a base and kind of like a peg ordeal. So fingers crossed that that's actually something that he does include. But I think that as of right now, both the Protoceratops and Psittacosaurus here look incredibly awesome, again just like their larger counterparts, and I'm really psyched to get a hold of these in the very near future as well when they do officially release. And then as far as AK Rex, you'll remember a little while back they were running an Indiegogo campaign for an Allosaurus that he was creating. Well, he has the very first official Allosaurus images out of the painted up model, and I must say it is incredible. The sculpt on this is probably one of the nicest Allosaurus sculpts that I've ever seen. Also his paintwork though, this is easily my favorite paint scheme I've ever seen from him, and he's created some really nice looking paint schemes in the past. I love the base as well, with kind of the tail of a dinosaur laying down there. Just a really cool idea on the part of AK Rex, and again that as well looks beautifully sculpted and painted just like this Allosaurus does. So this is a really nice model, especially if you are a fan of Allosaurus, something that I think is pretty much a must own. So if you are a fan of this and you would like to pick this up, I will include a link in the description to where you can contact AK Rex on Facebook, or you can contact me and I will contact them for you as always to order this absolutely incredible Allosaurus kit. And then we have a look at some Nanmu images of the upcoming Triceratops, and you can see some images here of some test samples that they recently have unveiled to us, and you can see how really cool it is as far as like exchanging that horn out, because you can have the broken horn version or you can have the regular fully horned version, and I think that is such an incredibly cool idea on the part of Nanmu, and I actually think it looks really good because you can see that when you actually switch the horn out, you don't really notice a seam or anything. So Nanmu has done an incredible job on this already. Just looking at the prototype here, I think it looks honestly incredible as far as the way it's applied and the way you can switch out that horn, and you can see both horns right here. So as always, Nanmu never failing to impress. We also have some images here of the factory samples of the Giganotosaurus from Nanmu as well, and they look gorgeous. This is probably one of the most exciting releases, I think, as far as fans are concerned from Nanmu possibly ever, as there is a lot of positive feedback on these Giganotosaurus models so far, and seeing them having painted up factory samples reassures us that the release is right around the corner and they look great. And then as far as W Dragon goes, we have images of the full reveal of their next release, and you can see that it is the very first official Jurassic Park product from W Dragon, and you can see that overall it looks incredible. It's of course a T-Rex from W Dragon, and with a bronze appearance to this one. I believe it is 1/35th scale and is a limited edition of 300 pieces. So if you are interested in picking up this very first official Jurassic Park product from W Dragon, I recommend getting on ordering it very soon. Unfortunately, I do not have a link to where you can pre-order this. I know there are a few Chinese websites that have pre-order links, but here in the United States I have been unable to find one so far, so once I do find one, I of course will be sure to let you know. I'm hoping that W Dragon will actually produce another run of this with actual paint on it as opposed to the bronze look, because I'm not a huge fan of bronze dinosaur models, but who knows. I'm kind of interested in picking it up just because I want the initial Jurassic Park release from W Dragon, but at the same time I'm not entirely sold quite yet, and may just wait to see if we get an alternate painted version. Also, in some extremely exciting news, especially if you are a fan of W Dragon, Everything Dinosaur is officially stocking the W Dragon line. In fact, the Giganotosaurus is already in stock on their website, and the Giraffe Titan is expected to follow, along with a specially commissioned production run of the W Dragon Spinosaurus. So if you've been on the lookout for any W Dragon figures, again, they are now coming into stock on Everything Dinosaur, which is super exciting news. So make sure you check out everythingdinosaur.com and order yourself some awesome W Dragon figures. And then as far as GR Toys, the company that released that really nice looking Spinosaurus not long ago, they have officially unveiled the Carcharadontosaurus, and it's probably the nicest Carcharadontosaurus model ever, if you ask me, and I'm not surprised by that aspect, because the Spinosaurus from GR Toys as well was incredible, but you could see that sculpt-wise this thing is phenomenal, and paint-wise as well, and of course, just like with the Spinosaurus, there will be two paint variants, which you can see both right here, and I really like how nicely done the paint jobs are on both, and they're kind of like intricate looking as far as the actual application. There's nothing that looks boring, simple, kind of generic on these. The paintwork is just top of the line on these prototypes, so I'm really hoping that the actual factory released versions will look as good as these prototypes do. But another extremely exciting release from GR Toys, and I'm really psyched to see that they will be releasing yet another figure, as the Spinosaurus release was fantastic, and I was keeping my fingers crossed that that wouldn't be the only release we get from them, and obviously it will not be, as we now have this incredible Carcharadontosaurus coming in 2021. And the final thing I have is from Mattel. It's nothing amazing. Actually, it's kind of a boring little bit of news as far as Mattel goes, as there's been very little coming from them lately at all, but this is of course thanks to Collect Jurassic, who is pretty much the #1 news source when it comes to anything Jurassic World. You can see that there are two packaging variants of the Troodon, which unfortunately has not actually arrived here in the United States quite yet, but you can see that there is a Camp Cretaceous version and then just kind of the regular Jurassic World version. So if you are someone that likes the complete collection as far as your Jurassic World collection goes, this is probably going to be a little bit of a nightmare for you, but if you're just the casual fan, it's probably not much of an issue. But regardless, again, I did want to let you guys know that there are two different packaging variants of the Troodon, and now we just have to keep our eyes peeled for the release of these in the United States, because again, so far they have not released here. I do believe they have just started to show up in Canada, which may or may not be good news for us. I don't really know quite yet. Hopefully we will see these at some point here in the US. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.